What's up? Carcino on fumes today, baby. Straight fumes. What's up, Richie? Eric Owens. Now, here's what they're not telling you. I'm not hating on Dame. I'm just speaking reality. A lot of people don't like to listen to reality. They like to live in the lie. I'm somebody that likes to bring the truth to the light. That's what I do. Now, Dame has done something that the NBA want everybody else to do. Oh yeah, if you donate to the Cash App, you'll get a shout out. Cash App is Carceno, Karceno. You want to support the page. We're going to get into this Dame Dollar situation, but the like button is free, so go ahead and mash it. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Now, what has happened here? Portland, Dame was the bad guy coming into the bubble. He didn't want to be here. So the league didn't like the message he was sending, saying like, if we don't have a real shot, ain't no sense of us playing. They didn't like that message. The league was very up in arms about it. They thought it was a very negative tone. And they resented. They completely resented Dame, period. So the whole thing was Memphis wasn't going. They knew that already. They stacked the deck up to sure Memphis would lose. But Zion Williamson was supposed to take that spot. Zion Williamson didn't take the spot, and the reason why that he didn't take the spot is quite simple. Wait for a little bit. Uh-oh, some trickery is going on here. I'm seeing some foolery. I'm on to your little tricks. Yeah. You saw that little trick? You saw that? You saw what they tried to pull? You know what they did? They showed me a screen with frozen numbers, and they have for 60 hours straight. You ain't getting rid of me like that. Yeah, it's too much going on. Too much sabotage. Now, where were we? Don't worry, I remember. We were talking about the league carrying Dame before they decided to intervene and try to sabotage me so that you guys couldn't hear the message. But they don't know that you guys are resilient, and you've already seen this before because you know how they do me. And you gonna wait around. Y'all gonna hit the like button. Y'all gonna make sure they can't shut down nothing over here. So they just gonna have to deal with it. We ain't going nowhere. You're going to have to try a whole new angle. Get out your feelings. The people want to hear the truth. So here was the truth. They didn't want Dame and that team to advance. They didn't want them to make the playoffs. When this whole thing started, they wanted them to get eliminated. And they wanted to put Zion Williamson and the Pelicans into that position. Zion did not come in shape. Zion Williamson did not come in shape. Once he went away and came back, he just refused to. He has a weight problem. And now, he's going to be working with some nutritionists to try to, he's a 19-year-old kid. It's hard to tell a 19-year-old kid he can't eat McDonald's and French fries anymore. That he's got to eat kelp. But this is what is going to be required if you're going to be the face of the league. They trying to hand you the keys. And you got to have this discipline. What's up, brother? If you sent me that message on the Instagram about fantasy, I'm going to send you the link today. Yep, so anyway, to top things off, Dame Lillard ended up becoming a story. And that's what they were looking for in this bubble. LeBron has sucked it up so bad that he was playing like crap. He wasn't the story. It was a story in a negative way. Every time they saw LeBron, they were like, man, this is negative. Everything he's doing is basically nothing. James Harden destroyed in the bubble. They don't care about James Harden. So James Harden had better numbers than Dame. Like all around game. I mean, he's having like 12 dimes, putting up like 40s and 50s. But nobody pays attention. He was doing it while Russ was down, and he was doing it defensively. James got no credit. The story was the Phoenix Suns making a good name for themselves for next year when they trade Devin Booker for Kyle Kuzma. Ooh. I forgot. You guys ain't ready for that yet. You guys ain't ready for that yet. Hold on. I'll get y'all that a little later. That video's coming. Don't worry about that. Now, wait till later. Y'all ain't ready for that now. That's a little too above the pay grade. I don't want to just take people's attention away from what's going on here. So this was an audition for Devin Booker to be showcased, and the Phoenix Suns and what all he can do, which we already know what Devin Booker can do. Now, moving right along. Dame Lillard starts putting up all these ridiculous numbers, and he's hitting these long threes. He's doing Dame time, and it wasn't until the Clippers game when he choked and he got all this national attention. Then he came out and put out like 51 points. Then he came out and put up 61 with his war with Skip Bayless, going back and forth with him on the phone. That made a big news, big splash. Then he came out. The Dallas game came down to the wire. And you see the league was carrying Dame. They love this. This is what they need. The story. Dame is incredible. He's been playing great. But he's being helped because their defense is non-existent. Their defense is horrendous. They're barely winning games, and he's scoring like 50 and 60 points. And got another guy on the team scoring 20, another guy scoring. I was like, dude, can y'all stop anybody? The Dallas Mavericks really won that game. They got screwed with a ghost offensive foul when he flopped and went on the floor, and they called offensive foul on Dallas because they want Dame in there. They don't want Memphis. Dame is the story. They want him in there. And last night, oh my God. Somebody sent it to me last night. Somebody sent it to him last night. I mean, he was right. They what they did last night was terrible. I mean, it was like the other team was working for them too. They called that ghost foul on the 3. But they don't have any defense. So this is a perfect feed. They're feeding them to the Lakers because now they got their story. You know, Dame put up 51 on them and destroyed them on Kobe night. Now they got the Lakers game. So now it makes sense to have the game. Don't forget to hit the like button, all y'all new guys who got here. Welcome to HDTV. He wants to get in the league too. Well, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you got to look at it from a lot of people's perspectives. It's a lot of perspectives that you got to take into consideration. Right, they want Dame to be successful, and Dame has been lighting it up. But they're not playing any defense. They're not utilizing what they really should be focused on. They're making the games tougher than what they have to be. Steph Curry will put up those numbers. They would win by 20. So when you start talking about how great Dame is, the team isn't playing good defense. Y'all forget Steph Curry averaged 37 points in 4 games against Dame Lillard. And they got swept without KD. Western Conference Finals last year. That ends all conversations about who's the GOAT, who's the best. He averaged 37 on Dame. The most points scored by any player in NBA history in a 4-game series. He scored 146 points on Dame Lillard. But y'all right now echoing Dame is better than him. Woo, boy, it's like the disrespect factor in today's game, man. It's all this flash in the pans. I like Dame. I think he's great. Dame Dollar can make some tough shots. But in the fourth quarter, like I always say, he normally gasses out because he exerts so much energy on the offensive end instead of using the team. Like, it's more one-on-one basketball instead of ball movement. It's like non-existent. So if you don't use ball movement and you're just going one-on-one pulling up for 3, the other team can come back and your other guys are just standing around. When you swing the ball around, you get the other team tired. They got yourself tired doing all this driving by yourself, going to the hole, doing and great wing shooter, wing scorer. Yeah, a four out, which means every four corners, four players there, and he's going one-on-one, or he wants a high pick and roll so he can get a point guard on him. So, I mean, the guy is so much garbage. I don't even know how people can even watch him, to be honest. I watch him to see him lose because I know he's trash. And watching the games, he was the most trash in the entire bubble. Oh, let's see how much love Dame Dollar get when they play the Lakers. Of course, I'm rooting for Dame. I'm rooting for them to go ahead and get them out of there. They can beat the Lakers if they use the team. If Dame try to play hero ball, he gonna have to hit all those shots in the fourth quarter. They're gonna be putting LeBron on the line. They can't afford to have LeBron James go out in the first round. Now, if he do lose in the first round, oh, buddy, you talk about legacy. That's going to affect his legacy? They're going to be, well, but COVID is affecting all of them, not just the Los Angeles Lakers. So we ain't buying it. Oh, dude, I can't imagine the type of party I'm gonna throw when that happens. LeBron goes out in the first round. That party gonna be massive, absolutely massive. I mean, LeBron might as well retire. Because if he loses in the first round to the Portland Trailblazers, he gonna say, oh, my groin, my toes was hurt, my wrist was hurt, my back is aching. He might say he got COVID. I ain't want to tell nobody, but I think I'm having symptoms. No, that symptom is called bum, and you've had it for 17 years. That's what the symptom's called, bum, B-U-M. And you've had it for 17 years. Stinking up the court. Oh no, Kuz's his friend now because he hit a game-winning shot against the doggone G League team. Not one starter was on the court, but you didn't win and exposed a play that y'all been practicing that other teams gonna watch in case it comes down to that situation again. They know. Oh, we got 100 likes. What is going on here? We should have 100 easy. I mean, it was some weird turnovers that happened late in that game, and they're not in the 8th spot yet. They got to beat Memphis. They're gonna have this game where they play Memphis. They're gonna beat Memphis, but then again, you don't know. But the league just carrying old Dame alone because Dame is the story right now. He's the biggest story right now in the league. It's Dame time. So Skip is wrong. Dame is a superstar. And this is what I try to tell people when they was trying to say who's the superstar of the team and all that stuff. I'm like, there's only one superstar on the team. And that superstar is Dame. He's a star. Now, there's been plenty of superstars who wasn't clutch. They were clutch players, but they were considered to be superstars. They named Scottie Pippen, who wasn't clutch. Scottie Pippen they say he's one of the 50 greatest players in the NBA. Now, I think Dame Dollar is better than Scottie Pippen. So, of course he's not top 50. But here's the thing. When you play with Michael Jordan and everybody's worried about Jordan, nobody's worried about your narrow butt. And he had one hot season where he scored 25 points, and because everybody else was balling, then the next year they thought Scottie was the man, he folded. It's like, hey, what happened to Scottie? I thought he was the man. Michael Jordan had to come back to get them in the playoffs. They were going to be out. If Jordan didn't come back, they weren't going to make the playoffs. And they were talking about trading Scottie. So what happened? He proved he was a bum. Bum, bum, bum. He's a role player. That's all he is. Dame is not a role player. Dame is what you would call a franchise player. And this is where Skip is wrong. Skip does not understand a franchise, whether he closes in the clutch or not. He's won a lot of games at the clutch too. Now, the thing about it is he's a superstar. He has his own signature move. He's slapping his wrists. He's hitting shots. He's got commercials. He's trending topic. He's happening. That's what superstars do. They trend. People know him and they don't even watch Portland. They know who Dame is. Dame was rapping, dropping bars, dropping dimes. Got a mixtape out. Spitting bars. Dame is known. He is a franchise player, which means that you can put him on a team and build around him. Scottie Pippen is a role player. And what happened is the NBA lost identity of what is a role player and what is a franchise player. And then you had all these roles. And that, my friend, is what ruined the league. Hate it or not, LeBron James is what you would call the introvert to the whole system, because he's really a role player. But he's the guy you build a franchise around because of his marketing ability. But he's a role player. So he was the one that broke all tradition on how this thing was supposed to be actually done. He is a role player. But he's the one, that's what I'm saying. He's the actual first player ever that changed the mold on what a role player and franchise player was. Because he's really a role player, but he's actually a franchise player. You can build a team around LeBron, and he's going to market and sell everything, but he's really just a role player. That's it. He facilitates to everybody else when he's got to have a superstar team around him. He's got to play with somebody else that's great. He can't play by himself and lead. They have to change the rules in order for him to be effective. Because if the rules were like they was when Jordan was playing in the 90s, they would just double team him. They can really guard him one-on-one. He has no moves. LeBron is strong for this era. Dennis Rodman is stronger than him. Dennis Rodman could hold Shaq down. What do you think he's going to do to LeBron? And this was an old Dennis Rodman. He was holding Shaq, a young Shaq in his prime, down. Held Shaq scoreless for an entire second half. Dennis did that. This Shaq, scoreless for an entire half. And you think he couldn't handle LeBron? And man, whoa, what a great GM move by LeBron bringing JR on in, man. He has been tremendous, haven't he? What has he done? JR's in playing shape. He's ready to go. Ready to go where? To bed? Glorified bums. And it's time to start putting these bums where they're supposed to be. Out the business. And what happened to old waiters? You know, Mr. Weed Gummy. So it's going to get interesting now. It's going to get real interesting. I can't wait to see how this TJ Warren and Jimmy Butler series is going to play out. Because Jimmy shut him down and showed y'all who he was, and now he got some fake injury because he got embarrassed. 12 points for the game. Shut down the whole second half. Jimmy, MVP. Well, I try. Waiters is fat. Well, that's how he's always been that size. He been calling over the waiter. Waiter! Yeah, bring me another plate. Bring me some more of that gumbo. You got some more of that tartar sauce? Gumbo. Come and get you some. And learn. And he, this is the way I came out. I'm right by my boy crib. Well, the playoffs will be very interesting because we're gonna see how it's all gonna come down to officiating. So we'll see how they differentiate how we view everything else. Yeah, I went the wrong way. I was doing the right thing the first time. That don't matter. You talking about Amo Porter? It's like this. Oh, definitely, man. Just hit up my Cash App. It's Carceno, Karceno. You know, shouts out to Sincerely Yours. Lived up to his promise. Said, I'm gonna take care of you tomorrow, Ceno. And he did. I woke up like, what? This dude's busting a U-turn? Oh, man. Louise Marin. Getting that summer cold. It ain't good to get a summer cold. You cough now, people look at you like, you checked your temperature. Well, that's why they make the money, right? Now, they want to go another round with the king. I think they shutting me down.